Welcome to my Murder at Castle Nathria Mega Bundle pack opening. I'm going to open up, I think about 85 packs here, so you know the Mega Bundle. You get the 5 golden packs, and you get 80 regular packs for the Murder at Castle Nathria expansion. You can see here I've got 89. I've gotten a few extras from like watching Hearthstone esports events, and I think maybe the Tavern Brawl may have awarded a Murder at Castle Nathria pack. Actually not even sure that I'll be able to open the additional 9, so that'll be a learning for us here. One thing that I'd like to point out though before I get started, if you're considering opening your packs early through a fireside gathering as I am now, you may want to wait if you're trying to maximize your collection, specifically because of standard packs. If you have standard packs, the standard packs can potentially have Murder at Castle Nathria cards inside them. So if you own all cards in standard prior to Murder at Castle Nathria coming out, then you're guaranteed to have Murder at Castle Nathria cards within these packs. I believe I do have all those cards that are in standard currently. So these would guarantee those, but ideally I would wait until the expansion launches. I would open these first and then move into the Murder at Castle Nathria pack. So for me, it just doesn't matter. I expect to be able to own every card in the Murder at Castle Nathria set. And the way that I'm going to do that is I get the Mega Bundle and the Mega Bundle only. I don't get the Mega and the normal, just the Mega Bundle. And then I'm going to buy an additional, 130, 140 packs. So typically, when a new expansion comes out, I open around 210 to 220 packs. And that gets me, I think, all commons, all rares, all epics. If I'm missing epics, maybe it's only 1 or 2. And then it should get me more than half of the legendaries. I think a lot of the expansions, it's RNG dependent. But there may be 5, 6 legendaries that I don't open. And then I typically just go and craft those. I've got dust that I can use to craft them. So, but just a little note there. And I guess, just what I do to be able to maintain a full standard collection. Also keep in mind, after you open your packs, don't disenchant your extra cards just yet. We know that Blizzard is going to be making balance adjustments, usually about 2 weeks after the expansion launches. So potentially some of the cards that you dust now are going to be dusted at full value here in about 2 weeks. So again, that can be good for your collection if that's something that, that you're concerned with. So I think I'm actually just going to start with the regular packs first here. And we're going to see what we get. I'm going to open them the slow way. It looks like we got a legendary right off the bat. I think you're guaranteed a legendary in the first 10 packs. And you can see here the Stone Right, Totem Shaman. Interesting card. Nightcloak Sanctum. I'm looking forward to the volatile Skeleton Mage deck. I think Crazed Wretch is a really good warrior card too. I'm hoping there's going to be like a tempo warrior deck. I really enjoy warrior. Also got a golden card here. But I don't enjoy Control Warrior as much. I really hope there's going to be a nice tempo warrior deck. But every time I sit down to look at it, I just can't figure it out, at least not yet. Dispose of Evidence, absolutely incredible card, super strong. Got some neutral cards here. Neutral cards are always bad. They are almost always bad. Very few neutral cards see play. Some of them see play out of desperation. Magnifying Glaive, really, really strong card. Really looking forward to the new expansion too. I think it's going to kick the power level up a notch, and I think we're going to maybe get rid of some certain decks that people aren't enjoying all that much. Frozen Touch, that should be a really good mage card. I expect that to see a lot of play. Another interesting warrior card. It's just kind of hard to tell about the warrior cards and what exactly we're going to be able to do with them. Sin-Fueled Golem, it's an epic card, but it's a neutral trash card. We're not going to be playing that. I also have this theory that your RNG in the pack opening is going to determine the RNG throughout the expansion. So if I'm not hitting a lot of legendaries out of these packs that I'm going to be opening here, then I'm probably going to have bad RNG throughout the expansion. Spirit Poacher, insane card. This is a really good card. Got a nice little golden one there. This is another insane card, Bibliomitis, just so strong. Has a little drawback here, which is how it pays for the extra stats, but shuffling a card back into your deck when you have the Magnifying Glaive that I opened just a little bit ago should be really, really good. Evolve Shaman, got the nice location there. I think I tend to use like a star pattern when I'm opening these too. Frenzied Fangs, nice to see that. I think that's going to be a good card. I think this is a good Druid card as well. Natural Causes, 2 damage, summon a Treant. Seems pretty good for maybe a tempo-based deck, or just a nice little defensive play. We'll hit it with another star pattern. Looks like I misclicked there. My point click accuracy not that good, perhaps. Maybe that's why I'm better off playing Hearthstone than an FPS. Volatile Skeleton. I don't think the neutral card is all that good, though. Got the Druid location. Big body, bad card, 10 mana, neutral. Not going to see any play whatsoever on that one. Be interesting to compare my thoughts in this pack opening to the videos that I did where I was reviewing the cards that were revealed. That's the weapon I was talking about earlier. Got a second copy of that there. Paladin cards are always bad, so discovering a Paladin card is bad. Cold Case, another part of the Volatile Skeleton package. Looking forward to playing some Volatile Skeleton Mage. Should be really interesting, I hope. The most annoying card in the set, Solid Alibi. This is really going to rub people the wrong way when you play this and you just have a mage that's so close to lethal and you just can't kill him. Castle Kennels might actually be the weakest location. Hunters, I don't know, there could be a use for it, but it's just not very apparent right now. A little bit of card draw for Rogue here. I think that's our second copy of Baddie Guest. And I actually want to try, you can hold down spacebar to open your packs now. They said it would be slow at first, then it would speed up, so I'm going to give that a try. Holding the spacebar. And you can see it is a little bit slow, man. You're probably going to wear your spacebar out, and apparently I didn't let go fast enough, didn't really get to look at those cards, so I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way, do a little clicking here. Second copy of that. Creepy Painting. If you see, I actually remade this card for a thumbnail. Was able to get my face in there. Kind of looks like a creepy painting, but we won't talk about that too much. Interesting, but again, neutral card. It's bad. Probably won't see play. I'm not sure this is going to see play either. I don't know how I feel about that card. Actually, I do know how I feel about it. I feel like it's not that great. But the first week of an expansion and like the period of time before an expansion, it feels like everything is possible. Got a golden card there, clean the scene. Buffet Biggin. I know how to pronounce this correctly just because of where I'm from. That's not Big Gun, that's Biggin. It's a regional dialect type thing. Relic package seems like it's going to be pretty good in Demon Hunter, but it's super slow. I think you can probably get away with playing this first without the Demon Hunter location, but you got to be really careful about the first relic that you play and when you play it, because potentially you're going to put yourself really far behind with this Relic Demon Hunter deck. But that's another deck that I'm looking forward to playing. Can't wait to get in and play it and try to refine it and figure out what the best cards to include in the deck are going to be. Looks like we hit another epic. Impending Catastrophe, draw a card, repeat for each imp. This is just insane card draw for Warlock. Probably one of the better cards in the set right here. It's nice to open up one of those. Neutral cards. Yeah, we got the Rogue Secret card. Could be good, but secrets just aren't very interesting gameplay most of the time. Totem Shaman support. I think this could be good. Again, this kind of goes back to the idea of the Tempo Warrior. I really, really hope that that's going to be good. Rogue Secret there. Another copy of Cold Case. Where are the legendaries? Second copy of this. Priest Location, that's definitely strong. Red Herring might actually see some play. Could be good enough as a neutral. It's certainly interesting just with the text that it has on it. 7 mana though. A little bit expensive. You know, you get up to 7, 8 mana, cards just don't see play because they're too expensive. They gotta really do something good. And especially like neutral cards, they just don't have the juice. We got a Golden Riot, baby. Thief Priest, probably just a meme in my opinion. Imp Warlock, this could certainly be a good one-drop if Imp Warlock ends up being better. And Riot could see some play again, hopefully Tempo Warrior is something. I just can't get behind like these 25-minute control games. It's just not Hearthstone to me. Sous Chef, this is a really good one-drop for Paladin, but unfortunately it's a Paladin card, so who knows if it actually sees play or not. Paladin's just a rough class. Paladin is a rough class. If you're a Paladin main, you got a tough life. Interesting card. Probably has a deck building requirement for the Warrior to be able to draw meaningful cards, but I mean, if you have 2 mana draw 2 is pretty good. I think almost every deck would run a 2 mana draw 2, so the question is, do you draw 1 or do you draw 2? You probably almost never draw 3. Certainly in a tempo deck, and if you draw 0, then you just wasted 2 mana. That's a big bummer. Again, interesting text, but it's a neutral card. Probably not going to see play, and I think this is just a bad pirate. I'm not sure you ever want to play this either. Unless maybe if you're playing like a 40 card version of a Quest Warrior, maybe, but even then I'm not sure. This card's insane. Planted Evidence. Could be really, really strong in a lot of Druid decks. It's like another epic here. Another Rogue Secret Support card. We got a second copy of this. Another creepy painting. I think all those were already actually cards that we've opened before, except maybe that Rogue Secret card. I believe the first one may have been a different card. Divine Toll, again, a little bit expensive, and it's a Paladin card. Hard to say if it'll see play or not. Golden Scuttlebutt Ghoul. I like that artwork. Seems okay, at least from an artwork standpoint. Again, neutral cards. Probably just not what we want to be playing in our deck. Crud Caretaker, I rated this super low when I did the review. Probably is going to have a place in Evolved Shaman if Evolved Shaman is good. So, you know, I may have certainly been wrong about that, but we'll just have to see if it's going to see play or not, and just how good Evolved Shaman is. This just feels too expensive. I don't think that sees play at all. This is actually a neutral card that I could get behind, though, just because at some point it's going to cost 0. And 0 cost cards tend to be really powerful and sometimes end up being nerfed in Hearthstone. Like, cheating mana is just so strong. I think that's our second copy of Hedge Maze, second copy of Sinful Sous Chef. Again, Sinful Sous Chef, just a really strong Paladin 1-drop. Meme deck. I think this is going to be good. Another Caretaker. I don't think this card's all that good. Reduce the cost, highest cost Shadow Spell in your hand by 3. I don't think that sees any play whatsoever. Second copy of Conqueror's Banner. Feels like we're seeing a lot of second copies already. I can't imagine with the number of packs that we've already, you know, collected all of the commons and rares. Second copy of that as well, I believe. Partner in Crime. This card is absolutely insane in Priest, I think. I really think there's going to be a good Priest deck. Buff Priest, you play a card like this. Being able to like play this, buff it up, and then get a second copy at the end of the turn. Just talking about so many stats on the board. No Rush, no Taunt. That's a little bit of a drawback, but if you're able to build big enough minions and get 2 of them, could be good enough. Buffet Biggin again. That's a really strong card for Paladin. Hopefully Paladin can do something with it. And an interesting tutor card in Paladin right here. Again, we'll just have to see what we can do with it. Shadow Waltz, I don't think that's all that great. 5 mana for 2 3/5s, even if you have it infused. It's just not strong enough. You know, I kind of compare that to the Druid card, the Summon 2 Turtles, that's 7 mana. Nobody plays that, to summon 2 2/7 Turtles, and it's even tradable. Got some more copies here. Vile Library, Warlock Location. Again, it's going to depend on whether or not the Warlock Imp deck is good, as far as whether or not this card is good. I think it should be okay, though. Neutral card, bad. Neutral card, probably bad, but maybe. Interesting text, giving your other minions stealth, or your non-red herrings. So if you had 2 of these on the board, that's really unlikely they could remove 2 of them just because of how much health they have. It's expensive, though, 7 mana. Death Blossom Walper. This is probably a key card in a Druid Death Rattle deck, so that's pretty interesting there. And a second copy. Dredger Staff, I think when I was doing my reviews, I said that this could actually be a sleeper card. I really like this card, and you know, just giving your minions 1 health makes them harder to remove. Could potentially put you above some breakpoints with certain minions. I think there's going to be some things that can be done with this. Crooked Cook, I think it's just bad card draw. I feel like my opinions are still pretty consistent with the card reviews that I did, maybe even at least 1 week, maybe 2 weeks ago now. Great Hall, that's a pretty decent location. Again, you know, it's a Paladin card, so who knows if it'll see play or not, but certainly has a strong effect, has 3 charges. I think that's a really, really good card. Not really into secret support for Mage, though. Second copy of the Crazed Wretch and the Bibliomite. Tome Tampering. Shuffle 1-cost cards in your hand into your deck, then discard your hand. Not too sure about that one either. Warlock Imp support. Serrated Bone Spike. I think this is going to be good, and just the fact that it discounts the next card that you play. It's almost like a universal prep. As long as you can kill a minion, it's like another copy of preparation, other than you're having to pay, you know, 2 for this to begin with. But should be good, especially with like the Rogue Legendary and also the Rogue Location. Seems like a pretty strong card. And likely that card is actually going to be slotted into any place where you have Tooth of Nefarian. Now, at least in my opinion, I would rather, you know, cheat out a little bit of mana than take a chance on a random spell. Apparently we have opened all of the commons that are in the set because we're seeing a lot of repeats here. Second copy of Dispose of Evidence, that's really good. Still looking to open up some more legendaries and epics. There's an epic. Sinful Brand, you know, it's really not a good card in my mind. I don't think this is what Demon Hunter wants to be doing. We saw the Rogue location there. I think that's going to definitely see some play. Just not sure that Rogue has the card draw. Oh, baby. Not sure that Rogue has the card draw to support it. Sometimes I like to tease myself a little bit about, you know, whether or not I'm flipping the card. But let's hit it. Cecily of the Fey Court. Again, this Druid Death Rattle deck, that's going to be a key component of it. Absolutely. Rogue Secret, again, I'm not really into Rogue Secrets. So we've gotten 2 legendaries so far. I think they're guaranteed 1 legendary in the first 10 packs, and then the pity timer is 40 packs. So, you know, opening 80 packs, yeah, I think you should probably be expecting at least 3 legendaries, and then, you know, depending on how lucky you are, it could be significantly more. But again, seeing lots of commons. I guess we've already opened all the commons and have all copies of those. So it really doesn't take very many packs to be able to get all copies of the commons. Interesting Hunter card. It costs 8 mana, though. I'm not sure that this card is going to see play. I know people experimented with it in the Theory Crafting stream. I'm just not sold on the card. I feel like it's too expensive, too high-end, and there's going to be better options. Could be wrong about that, though. Still working my star pattern here. Interesting card here, too, for Mage. Discover a spell. If your opponent guesses your choice, they get a copy. It feels like once you get to a certain level, your opponent is almost guaranteed to be able to get a copy of the card that you picked. I feel like if you're the Mage, you just take the best spell. You know, you take the best option, even if it's obvious to your opponents that they get a copy of it. Really try to prioritize your own game plan more so than preventing your opponent from getting a spell by picking a weaker option. But that's just me. Have to get in and play with it to find out what's actually correct, but that's what makes sense to me. Don't really see anything new here. It's pretty amazing how quickly you can open every common that's in the set. Got a nice little pack here. Golden Rogue location with Priest location. Also Insatiable Devour. So this is a card, again, it's a neutral, but I feel like this could see some play possibly in Ramp Druid. As long as you're able to infuse it, it's just really, really powerful. To be able to remove 3 minions on the board, as long as there's, of course, 3 minions on your opponent's side, but then also to gain their stats, potentially you're just putting a big minion in play. Kind of along the lines of Abominable Lieutenant that we saw in, you know, what they called like Belly Druid, I think in the previous expansion. Could see some play in Ramp Druid. Definitely be interesting to see how that develops. Another Bone Spike. Golden Shadowborn. Oh, Nightshade Bud. I think that's our first copy of this. Discover a minion from your deck to summon or a spell to cast. Again, that's kind of like a deck builder's dream card. You can really build your deck around that to be able to do some fun and unique things. Should be some interesting Druid decks coming out. Not really anything new here. We're really looking at now at the rares, epics, and legendaries just because we've already opened the commons. Second copy of Service Bell. Rogue Secrets. Another bad neutral. We're going to go counterclockwise this time. Second copy of Sinful Brand. Again, I don't think the card is all that good. Could be something potentially down the line, though, as more cards get released into Standard. Maybe there's something we can do there. A golden copy of the Shaman location. I'm not really into golden cards, though. I don't know how you feel about them, but I actually go out of my way to not play golden cards in my deck. Just because if I'm going to play golden cards, I think I want to play the entire deck golden. But I'm not the kind of guy that's going to spend the cash to be able to get these all golden decks. I believe this is our second golden Spirit Poacher, so that's pretty awesome. That's just such a good card. Really nice artwork on it too. Definitely appreciate that. Typically with the golden cards, I just disenchant them for the dust. As long as I have 2 regular copies to be able to play. Promotion, so I actually think this card is good. If Dude Paladin is a deck, I'm pretty sure this goes in the deck. You're probably at some point going to have a Silverhand Recruit on the board, and you just play 1 mana to turn it into a 4/4. It may already be bigger than a 4/4, who knows. But I really like that card for Paladin. Again, it's a Paladin card, though, man. Paladin's just not really in a good place. Paladin cards are never good. Suspicious Usher, again, I feel like if you're the priest, you just take the best possible choice, even if your opponent also gets a copy of it. Priest also tends to have a lot of removal, so it's maybe not even that big a deal if your opponent gets a really good legendary minion. Again, I feel like the Thief Priest is just a meme, but, you know, this is a nice epic. Always happy to see epics. You know, epics are some of the ones that are harder to get in the set, so... Second Sin-Fueled Golem. I'm being trolled. I'm getting bad epics. Can I please have good epics, Hearthstone? Steam Cleaner, again, I feel like that's just a bad neutral card, so I rated Steam Cleaner very lowly, and then, you know, I did my reviews first, and then I started to look at how other people rated cards, and they were like, oh, Steam Cleaner is great. It's going to kill Kazakhstan. It's going to kill Lady Prester, which is true, but nobody's going to be playing those decks anymore. It's just a bad tech card. Tech cards are always bad. If 50 or 60% of the decks you're playing against are Kazakhstan and Lady Prester, then yeah, maybe you play a Steam Cleaner, and you just auto-win those matchups at that point. But Prester's not going to be strong enough in the new meta, and I don't think anybody's going to be playing Kazakhstan either. Certainly the first week or two, people are going to be experimenting with new decks, so do yourself a favor and don't put this in your deck. Wait and see what happens. Second copy here, Golden Divine Toll, and Stag Charge. I'm really excited about that Wild Seed Hunter package. Stag Charge, of course, an epic, so happy to see that. Really good card. I don't know about Totem Shaman. I'll probably give it a try, but I'm not sure that it's going to be good enough. Feels like it's going to have to be a tempo deck, and I'm not sure that the tools are there to really fully support it. Another legendary, and Hearthstone continues to troll me. It's a Paladin legendary. The Countess, though, this card seems just really good. Deck has no neutrals, 3 legendary invitations. Of course, the invitation is 3 mana, discover a legendary from another class, so you get a class legendary, and then that class legendary costs 0, and just the fact that you get 3 invitations, the card feels really strong, but you have to play it in pure Paladin, so I'm really not sure if it's going to see play, but it feels like the card is really strong. If pure Paladin is a thing, this is definitely a card that's going to be going in it. Still always nice to open a legendary, though. You know, it's better to open good legendaries. Demon Hunter Relic of Dimensions. This is pretty good right here, being able to draw cards and reduce their cost. Mana Cheat, of course, in Hearthstone has been good since the game has been around. Mana Cheat cards may be the most often nerfed. Boon of the Ascended. I having trouble remembering. I think I rated this card lowly, but it could actually end up being pretty good. I may have been wrong about that. Still not sure about it, but I've seen some arguments that make me think maybe I was wrong in my initial analysis. That's why it's always so fun to do card predictions. We got the golden creepy painting. Check that out. Somebody's in the painting, like looking through it. You can really see it with the golden version because the person's like moving in to be able to take a look and then backing back out. Mage Secret, another epic. Again, I'll never complain about epics because it's just nice to open those and kind of get them out of the way, so to speak. Not really into secrets, though. I think this is the first Relic of Phantasms we've opened. So again, this card in this Demon Hunter deck, if you're running relics, I don't think you can ever play this as your first relic because 2 1/1s for 3 mana is so weak, you're basically skipping your turn. I feel like if this is the first relic you play in the game, you're probably going to have to combo it with the Demon Hunter location so that it goes off twice. Then you would get 2 1/1s and 2 2/2s. Assuming the second copy is actually buffed by the first, if you get 4 1/1s for 3 mana and using your location, that could actually just be not good enough, but 4 1/1s certainly better than 2 1/1s, and I'm not sure how that interaction works. It's something I'm going to have to get in and figure out. It's our second Golden Shadowborn. That's a disenchant. I just don't think the card's going to see any play. I think I may have opened some non-golden versions as well. Again, I typically disenchant the golden versions unless they're just like really, really amazing artwork. Just because I like the dust, I like to be able to have the full set. I'd rather have the full set than to have a partial set and then, you know, have some golden cards. So again, golden cards just really not my thing. Another Relic of Phantasm, so we got 2 copies of that. Continuing to roll along here. Golden Deathborn, Famished Fool. This could actually be interesting card draw. It's neutral, and 5 mana, draw 3 with a 3/5 body. Seems good. I mean, when you compare this to something like Multicaster, I don't know if it's going to be easier to infuse this 4 times, or is it going to be easier for, you know, say to, with the Multicaster, be able to play 3 different spell schools. But this could see some play. It could be decent card draw. 5 mana, though, so it does cost 1 more than a Multicaster. And, of course, you know, not every class is able to play 3 or 4 different spell schools either, so, you know, could definitely be some interesting card draw, to say the least, if nothing else. Happy to see Deathborn too. Again, that's part of the Volatile Skeleton Mage package. Second copy, Boot of the Ascended. I think that Divine Toll will actually let me be able to disenchant the Golden Divine Toll. I like the sound of dust. Dust is currency. Muck Pools, another creepy painting. Starting to feel like maybe we've opened all of the rares now. That's a non-golden Spirit Poacher. We opened 2 goldens. I might actually keep those golden Spirit Poachers. Clean the scene. I'm pretty sure that that I've hit all rares now, and we're about, let's see, we started at 89. So, about 64 packs in. So after 64 packs, it looks like all commons and all rares. Sinstone Graveyard. I think there were already 2 copies of that opened. It's getting harder to keep up with as the packs go by. Another Deathborn. File Library. Not really paying attention again to the commons too much. We've already opened all of those, so we have the full commons set, at least so far. Yeah, so it looks like just a lot of repeat cards now. So really at this point in the pack opening, we're really just looking for epics and legendaries. Speaking of which, Wild Spirits, again, part of that Wild Seed Hunter package that I'm really looking forward to, so nice to have one of those. Wouldn't mind opening another one. Gonna go back to the star pattern here, I think. Almost misclicked and missed it. And again, you can see it took me, I think, somewhere around the 60 to 65 pack range to get a full set of the rares, as well as the commons. So able to move a little bit faster now, opening the packs, just because this is what we're interested in. Decimator Olgra, another legendary here. And again, you know, thinking about just like a Tempo Warrior, I feel like this is a card that's going to be going in the deck. The card feels pretty strong. I mean, certainly you would want to be... it's going to be better against board-based decks, and of course, for each damage minion, so maybe you'd be wanting to play effects that would be similar to something like Whirlwind, where you could damage every minion. It's going to have some synergy with the Warrior location as well. Just hoping for Tempo Warrior to be a good deck. I think I've actually lost track. That might be 5 legendaries. Another copy of Solid Alibi. Again, probably the most annoying card of the set. And strong, too. I mean, it's strong at what it does. It's just such a strong defensive card. Relic Vault. I actually don't remember opening any Relic Vaults, but I feel like we've been seeing repeated rares. Maybe that's just my memory failing me. Pretty sure we've opened more than 2 Steam Cleaners, though. That was at least the 3rd Steam Cleaner. Another Sanguine Depths, seen quite a few of those. So we're coming down. I don't know if it's going to cut me off. We've opened almost 80 packs. I know I started at 89. Got another Rogue Secret Support card here, so it may actually not allow me to open those last 9. I think it's actually limited to just the pre-order when you do this early pack opening. Another Suspicious Alchemist. And another copy of Vile Library, so I believe... it looks like it is going to let us continue to open these. So we're going to do just that. Might as well keep on going here. I wonder if it would have let me open up those standard packs as well. Standard packs, I guess, still have the opportunity to be able to hit some of the Murder at Castle Nathria cards, but certainly any common or rare, it could also open from the other standard sets, just because I have all of those from the Murder at Castle Nathria set. I didn't even try it. It might be worth a try if you're thinking about going this route. This is a good pack. 2 epics, pretty solid Wild Spirits, 2 really good epics here too. Second copy of each one of those for me. Always happy to see things like that. Still hoping, do we have one more legendary in us before we get through these packs? That's the question. Still looking for one more legendary. I think it's 5. Probably should have paid more attention and been counting the legendaries. But 5 in 89 packs actually feels pretty good. It's like, what, 1 in every 17? 1 in every 18 packs? I'd take that every single time. I guess there's no reason not to. Oh wow, it is going to let me open them. Oh, but I could have opened these anyway. So you can see now, not guaranteed Murder at Castle Nathria. If I do happen to hit an epic or a legendary though, it will be from the Murder set, I believe. Actually, I think it won't. I should stop opening these. Because Murder at Castle Nathria is not in standard now, I'm actually just like throwing away these packs for no reason whatsoever. So make sure you don't do that, because I just wasted 2 packs. But we still have the 5 golden packs, so let's see what we get in these 5 golden Murder at Castle Nathria packs. Golden Baroness Vaj. That's really awesome. I wasn't expecting a golden legendary here. So that's cool. And I can't remember what's on the rewards track, but there's 2 cards, I think, the very first week you'll be able to disenchant for full value because you receive them on the rewards track. So I'm going to have to make sure I check that out. But certainly a key card, well, maybe a key card in Evolved Shaman. May actually not be good enough to make the cut in Evolved Shaman. Believe it or not. Still hoping for a last-minute legendary. I believe that put us up to 6. I think. I'm going to be embarrassed when I go back and count and realize that I've been saying the wrong number the entire time. Burden of Pride. That's our first copy of the Burden of Pride again. Could be good, hopefully in a Tempo Warrior deck. Might be playable in Control Warrior if Control Warrior is a thing. Please don't let Control Warrior be a thing, man. I really don't enjoy Hearthstone as much when Control Warrior is good, and when it's being played a lot. The games are just too long. I don't like it. So we opened up 89 Murder at Castle Nathria packs, 5 golden packs. That was a total of 94 packs. So I'm going to go ahead and say 6 legendaries. You'll probably be able to tell me in the comments that I'm wrong and that I've miscounted, misremembered, whatever the case may be. But you saw, by the time I got to around like 60 to 65 packs, I think I had all commons and all rares. And then at that point, it was just trying to collect the epics and legendaries. So with the Mega Bundle, of course, you get 2 golden legendaries. You don't actually receive those, I think, until the expansion goes live. So assuming that my 6 legendary count is correct, that's going to put me to 8 legendaries in the set. And then I'm probably going to be opening again maybe another 130, 140 packs that I'm going to buy with gold. So my philosophy again, I usually open, counting the Mega Bundle pre-order, I open 210 to 220 packs. I get all rares, I get all epics, I get all commons, and then likely I'd be expecting to miss a few legendaries unless I'm high rolling with the packs, at which point I'm probably just going to craft what I need. Sometimes the legendaries that I'm missing, you know, aren't good, aren't powerful legendaries, and I'll hold off on crafting those, but at some point I am going to end up with a full set of the standard Murder at Castle Nathria. So that's actually going to do it for this pack opening video. I wish you luck if you're going to be opening your packs early, and I still wish you luck if you're going to be opening your packs on expansion day. I don't know about you, but I'm really, really excited to get some new cards in Hearthstone, and I plan on pumping out a lot of content the first week, even the first month of Murder at Castle Nathria. So definitely looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to seeing you out on the ladder in Murder at Castle Nathria.